Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome to Books for Tea. Today I want to talk about my very favorite books of 2016 that have made it onto my list of all-time favorite books. And there are actually quite a few, and I'm super happy that I read these books. Just a quick disclaimer, a lot of these books did not come out in 2016, I just read them this year. Also, there will be in no particular order as they are just books I absolutely loved, and I'm just gonna share them without categorizing them in some kind of order. First on, two books that I read this year that have totally made it onto my favorites list. Illuminate and Gemena by Amy Kaufman and Jake Kristoff. Oh my god, these books. You guys probably all know them, have all heard that they are just amazing, even if it was from my channel or if it was from literally anyone else. But these books are so amazing! Like, I really love them. And they have mixed media format, as you probably know. They are not told in a normal novel format. They are told for emails and chats and I don't know, all these kinds of things. It's just so great, so amazing. I rated each of these books 5 stars and I love them so much. They're really awesome space sci-fi adventures, and if you have not picked them up yet, you really should, because I just think that they are so awesome. And I'm totally planning on rereading them by listening to the audiobook, because I've heard that these audiobooks are amazing and I can totally imagine that they work so very well as audiobooks. I'm extremely excited to listen to them. But yes, I love these books. I'm still so overwhelmed that I got an arc for Gemena. I still have to buy the finished copy, but I totally want to do that as well. And I love these books so much. Next on is a book that I read right in the beginning of the year. It has been around for quite a while, but I picked it up in January and I absolutely fell in love with it so much. And that is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. So this is a beautiful YA contemporary. It's an own voices book written by a Mexican author about Mexican American teenagers in the 80s. And it's the story of two boys falling in love, and it's so beautiful and diverse and amazing, and I can recommend it to literally everyone because I just loved it so much, and it's totally on my all-time favorites lists now. Another favorite, which I only just read this year and I'm so late to it, but I absolutely loved Cinder this year, and the sequel, Scarlet, which I don't have a copy of here, but I read the first 2 books in that series in 2016 and I loved them so much. I think that the whole world is so amazing. Those are fairy tale retellings in a sci-fi way, where, for example, Cinderella is a cyborg, and I just love the whole idea. I love the characters. Book 2, Scarlet, was even better than Cinder, and I'm so excited to continue with this series in 2017. I know everyone has already read this and I'm so late to this, but I absolutely adore Marissa Meyer's writing style. Once again, we have diverse characters in here, and yeah, I just really loved it and would definitely recommend it if you are like me and are like one of the only people who haven't read this yet. But yeah, I loved it so much. Cinder and Scarlet are totally new favorites of mine. Can't wait to continue the Lunar Chronicles. The next book is actually another 2016 release, and that is The Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Victoria Schwab has totally earned her name on my favorite authors list. I love her books so much. This book is such a great story about a world where monsters are literally born and bred from acts of violence, and we have those different kind of monsters and they're all evil, and we have this one boy who is a monster, but he's not evil at all. He actually tries to be human and would love to be human, and we have this one girl who is human, and we have those 2 parts of a city who fight against each other, which is why it's sometimes being compared to Romeo and Juliet. And this is a YA story that does not have any romance, which was also amazing and refreshing to read about. And overall, I just thought that it was such a great novel. I can't wait for the sequel, and yes, I will definitely be reading this series, and I will keep recommending this to y'all because it was so good. And yes, I'm super happy that I read this year, and I'm just so happy that Victoria Schwab keeps coming up with these amazing stories, because Her writing is literally so amazing. So staying on the Victoria Schwab hype, I also read The Archived and The Unbound this year, and they have become two new favorites of mine as well. I love this story so very much. Those books are already really old, but I'm so happy I picked them up in 2016. I did not expect to love them as much as I did, but they are so great, and I would totally recommend you all pick them up if you haven't already, because once again Victoria just strikes you with her amazing writing, her great ideas, her flawless characters. It's just so good. Like, her characters have flaws, but that's just what makes them so amazing to read about. So yeah, read these books if you haven't already, guys. Okay, next I have another book that became a new favorite of mine, and that is Ravel Up the Sand by Alvin Hamilton. Like, I always have to sing Hamilton in my head when I read that, but okay. I absolutely love Revels of the Sand. It's such a great book. I love the whole aspect of Eastern culture together with this kind of Western feeling that you get in this novel. I can't wait for the sequel. This is so cool, and I would totally recommend you check it out if you haven't already. I just love the whole Eastern settings that we get at the moment, and yeah, this was so good. Staying with the whole vibe of like deserts and Eastern culture, The Wrath of the Dawn was a new favorite of mine. I know I'm also really late with reading this one, but oh my god, you guys, The Wrath of the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh blew me away. It was so good, and like, I'm so ashamed to say this, I pre-ordered the second book, The End of This Duality. I pre-ordered it and I got it a few days before it came out, and I was so excited that I would be one of the first people to read it or whatever, and I just did not read it. I have not read it until today, and I'm so ashamed to say this because I love this book so much. The second book was like such an anticipated release for me, and I just haven't read it yet. I feel so bad. I will definitely be reading The Rose and the Dagger in 2017, but yeah, so ashamed. Still, if you have not read The Wrath of the Dawn, totally do read it. It's an 1000 Arabian Nights retelling. It is some kind of king who gets a new wife every night and he kills her, and then there's this one girl who tells him stories and she survives, and this has such an amazing take on that whole story, and I loved it so much. So yes, new favorite of mine. Have got to read the sequel. You guys should totally check it out if you haven't. I love this book. And now we come to the last books on this list. You guys probably know it by now, because how could they not be in here? They are probably my really favorite books that I read in 2016. They're so great. I love them to death, and that is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. These books, you guys, these books, they're so good. We have this cast of characters, these 6 people who make up the Six of Crows. Oh my god, they are so cool. I love every single one of them. They are all my babies. I read Six of Crows right in the beginning of 2016 and I actually reread it in November, so I read this book twice this year. And then of course I read Crooked Kingdom shortly after it came out, and you guys, these books are so good. I adore them so much. I will keep rereading them for the years to come, for sure. I'm so sad that it's only a duology, because like these characters, I would literally read like 20 books with this cast of characters. So sad that there's only 2. But you know, like, it was so amazing to read about these characters. Leigh Bardugo is such a genius. I will have to read the entire Grisha trilogy. I love these books so much. If you have not read them, if you're gonna take like just one recommendation from this video, go read these books. They're so good. I love them to death. Alright, that's it for this video. If you're interested, I will leave you a link to my 2015 favorites down below, because I think it's pretty interesting to see how much my reading taste actually changed over the course of just 1 year. I read a lot more fantasy this year, and I also read sci-fi, which were things that I had not really read in 2015. So yeah, I'm super happy that I did this change though, because like fantasy is now my new favorite thing ever. I just love fantasy books so much, as you can probably tell. But yes, it was such a great reading year for me. I read all these amazing books. In the comments, please let me know your favorite book of 2016. I would be so excited to know. And thanks so very much for watching. I hope you'll have a great start into the new year. And yeah, I will see you again in another video very soon. So goodbye!